What up, what up, what up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. So happy Friday, y'all. What's going on? How y'all been? What's going on? Make sure as you come in, you are hitting the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. That is super, super important, you guys. To hit the like button as you come into the building. That definitely helps the channel out. Hit the like button, hit the like button. What's going on, you guys? Alex, what's going on, Alex? How are you? Successful MD, what's going on? Successful MD in the building. Samuel Blackman, how are you? Thomas Bowling, what's going on? How are you? Ryan Wetlow, good to see you. Lorenzo Redman, for Dimension. Octavius McKenzie, UFO Kamikaze 1. What's going on? I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are enjoying your Friday. So as you guys come in, make sure you hit the like button. That is super, super important. This is not gonna be a long live stream. I want to just address these topics here because this is just something you got to talk about. You got to talk about it. You have to address it. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I want you guys to chime in the chat. I want to hear your thoughts on this whole Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris. I want to hear y'all thoughts on her. I briefly talk about it. Y'all know I'm not into politics like that, but I do have something to say. And I have my 2 cents, and that's what I'm going to give. So this whole Meg Thee Stallion rally in Atlanta, child, was a hot mess. But what do you guys think about it? But before we get into that, I'm gonna play a snippet of it and what other people had to say about it as well. So I think this whole rally that Kamala Harris put together, it backfired because there were a lot of Black people who did not find that attractive or cute or anything for a political, for a political rally. Like, people were not feeling that. They're like, what the hell was she thinking? And it was cringy. It was just in poor taste, if in my opinion. I'm just like, I've never seen anything like this. This was just flat out ridiculous and embarrassing. That's just my take on it. But I want to hear y'all thoughts on it. Baby, it was just a hot mess. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. And I sped it up a bit because I don't want any copyright issues, child. Which I've been getting a few lately, and I'm trying not to. But yeah, this is just, I don't know, and then once again, I think this type of stuff is done because this is the way they view Black people. This is the way this is what they think Black people like. So they come up with this stuff thinking that's all we need to get our votes. And it's just redundant at this point. It really is. It's just getting out of hand, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to the clip, and I also have a couple of other clips I want to share with you guys, and we're gonna kind of talk about it. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. Also, if you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed and you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the stream, and also turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos or go live. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and add it to the screen.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Now, I sped it up a little bit. So she's doing her music, and I sped it up, but in slow motion, the people were just looking like, what the hell is this? If y'all haven't seen it, check it out. The people are just looking like, they like stunned. They're like, what is going on? Like, they don't, they're not clapping. There's older people there, different ages of people. They're just looking like, what in the world is this? Half of those people probably didn't even know who Meg Thee Stallion was, but they're looking like, what is this? So this was just in poor taste in general. I'm gonna go ahead and play a clip of what people had to say about it. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
Perform at Kamala Harris's campaign meeting today was as cringe as seeing Juvenile do Vax That Thing Up. It was as cringe as watching Mary J. Blige sing about crispy chickens on the Burger King commercial. It was cringe. And I don't give a damn how y'all feel about it. That was embarrassing as hell. I'm not mad at Megan because Megan was just getting a check. But when did popping your become something for women's rights?
Right. Right.
Politics. Coochie crumbs for Kamala. Hoes for Harris.
Oh my God.
Yo, I'm laughing to keep from crying because this is some embarrassing shit, y'all. Why are y'all voting for this shit, man? Why are y'all standing for this? Come on now. What are y'all doing? And you know what's crazy? It's like when I go in people's lives and we ask people why they're supporting her, they never have a answer. Always identity politics, which is by far the worst form of politics.
So out of all the people she could have chose, Kamala Harris picked Meg Thee Stallion to open up her rally in Atlanta. And that's nothing against Meg Thee Stallion. I love a good twerk every now and then. But optics matter, folks. Optics matter.
The black community fall for this cringy ass.
Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
Name me a time in black culture history you've heard someone say, even after the song Walk It Like He Talk It came out, say, man, he ain't walking it like he talk it. No says that, bro. No. Then on top of that, she has this weird accent. Where is this weird accent coming from?
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
Yo, so I watched, the rally that Kamala Harris put together in Atlanta, and that was embarrassing. You have Megan Thee Stallion on stage twerking, and it goes to show you that that's the best that she could do. That goes to show you what she thinks of us. She thinks that's what we want to see. And I just hate to see it. And it was just a clown show. It was a circus. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what out of all the musicians, all the things you could put together, you chose Megan Thee Stallion to twerk on stage. It was just ridiculous. If y'all don't vote this year, I completely understand why. I know that sounds bad, but yeah, that was ridiculous. And that's the same thing Biden did. I remember when he got Cardi B, he interviewed her, and it's just like, what are you interviewing Cardi B for? Once again, it goes to show you they try to appeal to us by hip hop and stuff like that. Like that's what all of us want to see. Like, no, that doesn't stand for all of us. What do you think, Corey?
So Kamala Harris brought her fake Southern accent having to Atlanta yesterday. And she got up on that stage. Before she got up on that stage, she came out to Quavo and Megan Thee Stallion got up on that presidential rally stage and started twerking in her blue Democratic outfit, which was a small skirt with a crop top. I'm highly disappointed in the city of Atlanta. I'm highly disappointed in the city of Atlanta. She came here, she's from California, but she came here with a fake Southern accent. Look at the way that she was talking, trying to get our attention. You're trying to get our vote, and the crowd goes crazy. Like Quavo says, they walk it like I talk it. And the crowd went wild. Are y'all serious, black people? Is this all we're worth in Atlanta? Are y'all serious? She comes putting on this fake accent. She's an Indian from California with a white mother. She's never lived in the South. She's married to a Caucasian man. Where did this accent come from? This entire speech was a cringe. It was hard to watch. Like my bones were aching while watching this speech. This wasn't even a speech. This was a circus, a clown show.
And, let me just say this real quick, and I'm going to play the rest. I think you clearly see what she's doing. You clearly see that she's using that to get a certain demographic of votes, the black votes. Like she said, they did it in 2020. They're going to do it again in 2024. She's using that because, and she's not the only one, like he mentioned, Biden did it too. And this whole idea that, if you don't vote for them, then you're not black. That's crazy. I don't, and I just think it's crazy, the way they're going about it and how obvious they are in trying to get the black vote. You know what I mean? As opposed to listening to what black people are saying and what black people are, what they need, doing, giving, at least using something that would actually benefit us as a group, as opposed to just using celebrities and rappers and whoever to get our attention. Because we like to shake it, we like to twerk, we all like to just, we like hip hop. So let's get the hip hop. A lot of the people in that audience probably didn't even know who Quavo was. I mean, and to get Megan Thee Stallion up there to twerk as entertainment to get our attention, because as black people, we just like a party. They give us Juneteenth. They give us things that don't really benefit us. And a lot of black people are just so oblivious and just fall right into it. And just, oh yeah, I'm gonna vote because she had Megan Thee Stallion up there and Quavo, and they gave us Juneteenth. When they're passing other laws for other people or other things that will benefit others, but except for us, and but they need our votes, but they're not giving us anything in return. And I don't know why that's so hard for people to see. But you can vote, you have the right to vote how you want to vote, but you should look at what is being presented and make a wise decision based off of that, not just identity politics, because that's not a good reason to vote for anybody just because they look like you. They don't have any interest in giving you anything that would, or doing anything that would benefit you whatsoever, but you're just voting because they look like you and they give you a party. That's crazy. Successful MD says the U.S. is in bad shape. The other side was horrible as well. You should check out the interview that DJT had. He referenced black jobs. It's sad. Thank you so much for the super chat, Successful MD. I appreciate you. It's just, look, it all is bad, but just to sit down and just vote. I mean, listen, majority of us voted for Barack Obama for that same reason, because we wanted to see a black person in office. Let's just be real. And I hear a lot of women saying they voted for Kamala because she's a black woman, and just because she's a woman, period. And so that's the way they're voting. That's the way some of them are voting, because she's a woman and they want to see a woman in office. And this is why when you ask them, okay, why are you voting for her? They really have none, just the fact that she's a woman and they want to see a woman as president. That's just it. That's your choice to do, but that's just how it goes. Politicians don't care about regular people. Thank you so much for the super chat, Successful MD. I appreciate you. But it's that's just what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of women. I'm seeing a lot of women saying they're voting for Kamala. A lot of black women are saying they're voting for her because she's a woman, and it's about time we get a woman president in. So that's strictly, they don't care about her record. They don't care about anything, they don't care about nothing. They just care that she look black and she's a woman and they're gonna vote for her. That's just that. Let's continue.
Come on, y'all. We got to do better than this, Atlanta.
Maybe it's just me, but with Meg Thee Stallion at the Kamala Harris rally, does it just not feel forced? It feels out of place. It's not genuine. And I get it. Kamala wants all the black vote, so you get a black rapper to rap her song, a popular song. You get another black rapper from Atlanta to talk, and he says some black stuff. I forgot the quote he said, but it was something that he probably put in the song. But it just does not feel genuine. Like, I understand you want to pander to the crowd, but it feels so forced. Am I the only one that feels that way? What are you doing? My bad, my dog over here tripping. But I'm just it just feels so forced. It feels so out of place. And like every time I see it, I cringe. Cause it's like, why are y'all saying all this stuff? Cause it's corny. Like, who is her writers? Who was planning all of this? Whoever it is in charge of this, do better. Cause you're not making her that much likable. Like, am I gonna vote for her? Probably, cause I'm super against Project 25, because that is a whole nother topic. And I'm still looking into it. But it's so forced. It makes me not really like her for real.
Megan, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. That wasn't it, my sister. And I love you. It's no beef between us. You know, honestly, you're the only woman I would ever consider, right? So when I tell you this out of love. Like, that wasn't it, my love.
And you know, a lot of people are talking about Megan, but you know, I think they're saying, look, Megan did it for the check. She was not thinking about anything else. She wasn't caring about what people are saying and that it was inappropriate. Her twerking at a political rally, she didn't care about that. She there to get a check and that's that. Classic perspective. Thank you for the super chat. Says my question would be, why do you want this particular woman to be the first? LOL. Right. I mean, I think from what I'm hearing from a lot of some black women, I don't know how if it's a whole lot, but some black women is they're not even thinking about that. Classic. They don't care. They just like, look, it's about time we have a woman in office, and you know this is the opportunity. Kamala seems like she for us because she like rappers or whatever, and let's just get a woman in office because we may not have this opportunity ever again. That's what I hear mostly black women are saying. That and some people are still stuck on, look, we're black, we're supposed to vote Democrat. That's just how some people think, in our communities. They're just like, oh, I'm not voting for that Trump. We've been Democrat, we vote Democrat. That's just the way they're voting. They don't even look at the record. They have no idea what's going on. They just know we're black, we vote Democrat. That's just how some people think. They're sticking with that. And the fact that this lady is a woman and she appears to be black and we're going to vote for her. That's it. They're not even caring. They don't even care about what record she has or lack thereof. Too many of us want to live through others. Oh my God. And that's the case in so many ways, Successful MD. That is definitely the case in so many ways. But it is what it is. I just find a lot of this cringeworthy, I will say. And I have a lot I could say on it, but once again, you guys, I'm playing this to just get it out there and move on because I don't really get into politics socially, but some of this is just a mess. It's just a mess. It really is. And look, everybody have the right to choose who they want to vote for, whether you on one side or the other or none. It's your right and your choice. But the pandering, you know what I mean? The pandering in a way that's so obvious, it's just ridiculous. And like the dude said in the video, I'm not into Meg Thee Stallion. I'm not into Quavo. I don't know Quavo's music or any of it. I don't want to go to a political rally for who. It doesn't matter who I'm, looking to vote for and see twerking and shaking. Like, what happened to giving a speech? What happened to speaking on things that you want the person to do? Things, talking about things that matter to you and your community. There's a lot going on that could be discussed and talked about, and Kamala, and then somebody was talking about the fact that she's running on what she's running on is that's all she has. Now, I don't know. Look, everybody got their opinions and what they think and who they want to vote for. And that's why you have a right to vote. You can go and vote and exercise your rights to vote for who you want to vote, who you think the best candidate is. And that's going to look different for everybody. But everybody has the right to choose who they want to vote for, whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this other clip, and I know y'all probably have seen this going around. Umar Johnson speaking on Kamala Harris. Here we go.
Here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people? No.
Why did y'all pass a law only for Asians? Why did y'all pass a law only for Native Americans? Why did y'all pass a law only for transgenders? Why did y'all pass a law only for LGBTQs? Why did y'all pass a law only for immigrants? If you can't do anything just for black people, this is what she said. It came out of her mouth. If you can't do anything just for black people, how was it possible for you and President Biden to do all these other things for specific ethnic groups in this country from whose benefit no other group?
Now, do y'all think he has a point? And I know, Umar Johnson gets a bad rap when it comes to his school and all of that other stuff. Yeah. But what do you think? There's other things that he speak on where he's actually speaking truth. What do y'all think about what he had to say? I mean, was there any lies told in what he said? There's been bills that have been passed. I mean, they spoke on Black people getting Biden into office the last time, but then there was no policies or bills or anything put in place to protect Black people. What is the Asian anti-hate bill? They went on and did that. It was almost like a slap in the face to us. Like, we get Juneteenth, we get the things that don't really benefit us. So what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think there's a point there? And then she clearly stated that she wasn't going to do anything solely for Black people. And I don't think that was ever any intention of hers anyway. You know what I mean? Because she said it. So I mean, you gotta start looking at what's out there, what the agenda is, and a lot of them honestly don't really have an agenda to do anything for Black people anyway. So it's just, I don't know, it's just a lot. I just don't, I don't see what she has to offer in my opinion. I don't see what she's actually, and I don't know, and y'all let me know, are there going to be any debates between her and Trump? I don't know. There was supposed to be a one between Biden and Trump coming up, I think in September or October. But is there gonna, instead of Biden, are they gonna do that? Because I think because she was kind of thrust in that place, we need to hear more of what she plans to do, or if she have any plans or whatever, because we don't know. She doesn't really have much right now, but child, it's just a hot mess in my opinion. It really is. I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit of Judge Joe Brown because he's speaking out on. He's been very vocal about Kamala even before this, but I'm gonna give a little bit of his take on this, which I thought was hilarious. But here it is.
About Kamala Harris, how you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit. I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. I was out in California for 15 years doing my show when she was at her peak, and she had a reputation amongst the trial lawyers of being lazy. She just hike her skirt up and try to flirt, and she wasn't that good in the courtroom, if not pretty bad in the courtroom. So I'm not surprised at what she does. She's 60 years old, and I think listening to her word salad and the way she talks, I think she's got early onset dementia and also some problems with menopausal complications. That's that, you see, today is going to be tomorrow. So since it's going to be tomorrow, today we have tomorrow, which is why we are now. Like, what did you say? They have something in mind, but they cannot cognate getting all the way through it, which is why she's famous for this word salad garbage, and she doesn't make a bit of sense. I think since she's only 60, she's actually on a worse track than Biden was. Biden is 20-some years older than her, and he has been senile for a long time. Now, about 5 or 6 years ago, when did they start ramping up to do this? 2019. Okay, I was saying Biden has been a failure his whole adult career, a second-rate, third-string player. He's in the game, so he wants to make a name for himself. I considered him for years poor trailer park, urban trailer park trash. And he's a crook. He's a third stringer. Now, what I said he was going to do is he probably wants to claim fame for being the first person to see to it that a woman got to be president. And what I predicted, I'm slightly wrong on it, was that he was going to get in, try to get elected, and if he got one term, try to get elected for a second one. And then halfway through his term, when he had served 2 years, to retire or resign in her favor. So under the 22nd Amendment, what happens is she can serve for the final 2 years for somebody and then be elected twice more. So that woman would be able to serve 10 years, second only to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who got elected to 4 terms before they put the amendment in place so you couldn't. Now, that said, I think, and my major at UCLA was political science, my analysis is they picked the weakest somebody they could as a figurehead, somebody who had some apparent minority status, which she does not. And what goes on is that you get her, everybody that is everybody would be afraid to go against her because of what she can pass herself off as. And then you get somebody that's easy to control because she's lazy, because she is becoming incoherent, and because she's always tried to do the casting couch to get where she wants. Now, the problem is that'll get somebody to a certain level quickly. But you can't get past that level if you don't have competence and talent. So my thing about it is if I'm crude about it, in this city years ago, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you a hoe. And she's old hoe.
You know, Judge Joe Brown is a mess. But listen, I've been hearing that, and listen, I don't know nothing about it, but Joe Brown has been saying this for quite a minute. He's been saying that for a minute. You know, and other people have been talking about this, but you know, and many are saying, listen, they're not gonna hold, hold her if allegedly that's her past, they're not gonna hold that against her. But I've heard other people say, including Judge Brown, say that, she allegedly slept her way to the top. He can't stand her. He really can't. But yeah, that's going around circulating around social media, people talking about that and all of that. It's crazy. Look, I can't really get into all of that because I don't know anything about all of that, but I definitely have heard it. I've definitely seen, some of the people that she's dated or whatever. And people are bringing that into question, I guess, because, and then also the fact that, they talk about her record, as a judge and how she were giving harsh sentences to people where it wasn't really needed and things of that nature. But I guess if we look at everybody, each politician, we can always come up and pull up things that they've done in the past that wasn't, that wasn't good on both sides. So I guess that's fair to pull out whatever you can. And you know how during election season, the campaign and then all that, it gets crazy. People are going to start pulling out everything they can to try to make you look like the worst candidate. But, it's just, I don't know. I don't see or hear enough. I haven't heard or seen enough from her to know what she wants to do and, what kind of, what is she going to do? Like as president, she's kind of was just thrusted in there. And then that's just that. But we're going to see, guys. I guess we're going to see how this all unfolds if she becomes president or not. I don't know, child. I don't know. Baby, Successful MD says, not a fan of politics myself. I do know when bills are passed for particular issues, it will include numerous things. We have to read the entire bill. Yeah. So of course. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. So yeah, when certain bills are passed, there are things that things that you may not, there are certain things you may want in a bill that gets passed. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that you probably wouldn't agree with that's in that bill as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things that get passed within each bill. And you definitely have to read the entire bill to know what's in there. That's the truth. And I think a lot of people don't. Thanks once again for the super chat, Successful MD. A lot of people don't pay attention to that stuff or care about it. I mean, people I know, they don't care about all of that. It's just when you start to see the effects of the people who are running things and how things either are doing well or if it's doing poorly, this is when people start to complain, but they don't think it has anything to do with the people that they elect into office. So it's not a problem until it's a problem. When you start seeing things changing for the worse, then everybody want to complain, but you don't care who you vote for. You know, whether on the local level or the presidential level, you don't care. You just vote willy-nilly. But then when certain laws are put into place or certain things are changing and it's changing for the worse, then everybody complain about it, but don't realize that that you may have had something to do with it. Let's see what else I got here. So David M says she wanted to help everyone else but the Negro American Indian. That is all. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy that there have been bills that have been put in place to protect other people, but not us, not Black people. And then if you can say in this, say that, oh, Black people have, got you into office and helped you get there before, but there's nothing that you really have done for that, the Black community, that's something to pay attention to. That if we're not even on a radar, we're not even looked at as for any type of policies or laws to put it that are, to be in place to help us in any kind of way, but they're dependent upon our vote, bringing out rappers and, twerking to get our votes, because that's once again, that all I can see is that that's what they think we care about. They think we care more about a party as opposed to policies or things that will actually help our communities. And although a lot of Black people complain about the community, they don't want to vote. They don't seem to, well, some, not all, seem to care not to vote in a way that will possibly bring some changes to the community. You just vote on identity politics, thinking that that's going to benefit you. And, once again, I voted for Obama because mainly he was, you want to see a Black man in office. You want to see somebody in there that looks like you, the hope and change rhetoric. A lot of us fell for that. And he didn't really do anything for us at all. He didn't really do anything, and so that, that really benefited us. And so, but they've done things for other people. So you got to think about that. And then here we come around again and people just saying, oh, I'm going to vote just because she's a woman. And I think that's a bit ridiculous to just vote because she's a female and because she looks like you. You don't care about nothing else when, she was right there side by side with Joe. And I mean, nothing much was getting done. So why would you still think that now she's just all of a sudden, oh, you don't care. Things are bad. Look at our economy. Prices are through the roof. People are struggling to eat and look at the state of where we're headed. And you don't see any correlation to who's in office and what they could or possibly do to kind of change things or help things or put things into place to better the situation. And if they're not doing that, why is it so easy for you to just go and vote on identity politics when you see that it hasn't really helped? I don't understand it, but maybe y'all do. Maybe somebody else will get it. But once again, you can vote how you want to vote, but it would be helpful to do, what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? It would help to be more knowledgeable of who you're voting for and make a wise choice based on the information that's there, the things that they've actually done, policies that they've actually worked on and put in place or done just look at a person's track record. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Be mindful and wiser on who you're voting for. Successful MD says exactly why we should have a mind to do for self. Right. I mean, of course, all the time, successful MD, you should always have that mind to do for you. You have to do for yourself. The government and the presidents and none of these people are really can do for you. You have to take care of yourself. I mean, bottom line, you have to make a way for yourself because you can't depend on the government and all these people to do things for you and take care of you. No, of course, but if somebody is pining for your votes, then you need to be looking at, okay, what are you looking to do? As you know, what are you looking to do to benefit us or help us in any kind of way? Or how are you going to do things? But if you've said in the past, oh, I'm not looking to do anything specifically for Black people, no. Well, then I got to look at that, because if things have been done for other people, why can't something specifically be done for us other than giving us a holiday and twerking sessions? That's all. You know, and I think you have to pay attention to that, because if we're not at the forefront or even in the thoughts of their minds to try to do something, and we could have used an anti-hate bill. I mean, I'm just saying, we could have used that. I thought that was a slap in the face, honestly. If I'm really honest about it, I thought that was a slap in the face that we all these years, all the stuff that, you know, Black people have been through, and there's no type of bill for us in that way. I thought that was a slap in the face. I'm just saying. But, you know, everybody don't see it that way. Everybody don't see it that way. People are going to see it the way they want, vote the way they want. And that's your right to do. But I mean, just to try to, I just thought it's cringy to just look around and see what's being done to try to get our votes. And it clearly shows you how they see us and what they think of us, that we're just a joke and, oh, just give them a party. Oh, just play Sexy Red and play Meg Stallion and Cardi B and whoever, and they're just gonna start twerking and they're gonna be happy with us then. I think that's just horrible. Politicians are like Umar, ultimate grifters. Oh my God. Successful MD, you don't like none of them, clearly. Thank you for the super chat. You don't like politicians at all. Now, look, child, I ain't gonna get into it, but you know, it is what it is. It's just the pandering with celebrities and rappers. Oh, it's crazy. It's insane. Like, you can't, you know, and until we do better as a society and start expecting more from ourselves and presenting ourselves as something more, they're going to continue to think that that's all we care about. They're going to continue to use that in a way to try to get our votes, because they know a lot of these people are misinformed and they don't care. Like, oh, they could just know what to say to get our votes and know how to pander to us even more, because we don't really, the majority doesn't seem to really expect more or request more. You just go, any little thing they throw at you, oh, you just vote for them and that's it. So that's what they use. So I think that's just insanity to me. And I think if nothing else, I think people need to stop just voting on identity politics. Just stop voting just because somebody look like you. That's the worst thing you could do, because you don't care their record. You don't care about anything that they stand for. You don't care about anything they do. You just, oh, they look like me, okay, I'm gonna vote for them. That's it, whatever. But that's that. I want to move on, you guys. Make sure y'all hitting the like button, please. Thank you so much. Hit the like button. There's 230 people watching, only 132 likes. So please go ahead and hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Successful MD, why didn't Trump pass a bill to protect Blacks? That's a good question too. But Successful MD, did you hear about the things that they say he did do that nobody else did? They talked about, I don't know the full record, but I know they were talking about how he helped HBCU colleges when they needed funding. He helped them with funding. They're saying, thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. They're saying he's done more than any Democrats have done, period. Look, I've been listening to politicians speak going back and listening to what a lot of the politicians, listen to a lot of the rallies and their speeches from back in the days, going back since the 70s. I would go and look at what they, since even when the Clintons when even when she was young and they were, and even before Bill and before Hillary and before all of these people, I went back to look at a lot of speeches that were had back in the day and to look at what they were campaigning on, like what they were talking about, what the speeches were about. And they've been talking about the same thing since the 70s or probably even before then, but that's as far as back as I could go. They've been running on the same stuff, and all those years, they've never really done anything about it. They've been talking about universal health care and all of this stuff since way back, as far as I could recall, the 70s, about stomping and campaigning on these same things. And all these years, they still campaign on it to this day, that they haven't done anything about it. So it clearly shows that it don't matter if you're Republican or Democrat or whoever, they're all campaigning for these votes. And once they get the votes and they get what they want, all the other stuff go out the window. So it's like some of the same stuff that need reforms today, things that need changing or reform today. They've been campaigning on this for years. And all this time, nothing has gotten done. So it's like you campaign on it. You say this is what you want to do because you know this is what people want. And once you get in there, you don't do nothing about it. So there's definitely a lot that needs to change when it comes to this. Damian Watkins says, the D to the D, how are you? How are you? Thank you so much for being here, Damian. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Successful MD says, I don't like any politicians. It's mostly hearsay. I figured that out. You said that. Thank you, Successful MD. I hear you. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, so we've seen a lot of people campaigning on what they're going to do, and they're going to make all these changes, and then they get in there and they don't do nothing. So, it is what it is. Kamala Harris was top cop in CA, and she doesn't have any idea of how to stop police brutality. Left wing, thought wing, same bird. Protect Indian women in mean black. Did you ask Trump to pass a bill to protect blacks? He signed a bill into law to release prisoners from unreasonable life sentences for victimless crime. Yeah, that was one of them. Kamala is the second Antichrist. Ask her what's the religion affiliation. Kamala locked up a lot of the black male voters and now wants votes from their kids' votes. Wow. Would you rather vote for a felon who said he'll give immunity to the police from prosecution? DeeDee is right. They been campaigning on the same ish for decades. I noticed that. That was the one thing I noticed too. He helped HBCUs tremendously with funding. It was a whole lot. Major moves. Democrats have caused a mess recently. That is true. We are seen as a joke. And that's pretty much what I've been seeing. That's how I feel about it. I don't think any of these politicians are squeaky clean at all on both sides. Of course, they all got some dirt in their background. Trust me. But, I just think as Black people, we have to be a little bit more smarter and expect more, especially when they're out here telling us they want our votes. We got to look at it differently. We can't just sit down and vote one way because that's the way we were told. And our mamas and our daddies and our grandmothers voted Democrats. So let's just be Democrats. Just vote, even if there's nothing, there's no interest in it for us whatsoever. And you don't demand anything. You just let it go. But then every year we need your votes. And you don't even know what you're voting for. Successful MD says it's because special interest groups give the money. Thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat. Divine says, not a fan of any politician. They all the same to me. I hear you, Divine. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. I hear what you guys are saying. I hear it. And that's what I've been hearing. And once again, my only thing is, and I'm gonna move on from this, is the identity politics has to stop. You got to at least look at what a person is standing on, what they're campaigning on, what they're looking to do, how they're trying to make changes to benefit everybody, not just one group. But at the same time, I think as Black people, we are a special case because we know the history of this country and how a lot of Black people have been, you know what I'm saying, have been held back, so to speak. Of course, you have resources now, and there's no excuse for you to succeed in life now, but we got to understand the what's happened in this country and the history of it when it comes to Black people. So there are certain things that they do have to, I would think you would have to make concessions for, to try to, put things in place that would benefit us, seen as what happened in this country, if that makes sense. So, I mean, I think there are certain things that Black people should expect or look for in picking any candidates, any politician, on the local level specifically, and the presidential level as well, because a lot of times people don't even vote, and we know most people only come out to vote when it's for the president. They don't really go and vote on a local level, and because those are the ones who can make a big difference in your city or your state. And a lot of people don't even vote for those people. They just, they just let whoever get in, and then wonder why there aren't any significant changes happening in their areas. So I think it's important to pay attention to what's going on and all of that, and be aware of what you're doing. And if you are going to vote, at least let it be an intelligent vote, not just a vote just because they look like you. Because that's the only thing that I see and think that's just crazy. Jamal Duff says it's not Republicans looking for Black votes. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. We see the Democrats are pining for the votes because they know that's how Biden got in. So I agree with that. Elam says at this point, if you don't like Trump means that you aren't trying to see anything. Dude got shot and everybody doing the man like Jesus. Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Elam. I appreciate you. Yeah, that was insane to me. Also, I'm like, Lord, what is this world? What is this world? Like, we've seen this happen in the past, but for people to come out now and, try to do stuff like that, it's just insane to me. I just thought that was shocking. I don't care about, what your politics are at this point. Coming out trying to assassinate somebody is just ridiculous. That should not be happening. But they're still investigating that now. They're still investigating those because that's all iffy and I watched a couple of videos on that. There's an investigation, and because somebody dropped the ball there, which is sketchy. Like, is this something y'all knew about? Like, that's a whole sketchy situation, and it didn't pan out the way they wanted it to pan out. So that was just horrible, in my opinion. Calvin says your reparations were given to Ukraine and border jumpers, and all she offered you was greens and cornbread and laugh in your face, baby. Child, see, there's a lot that could be said, but that's neither here nor there. A lot of people gonna vote the way they want to vote. People got to look at the candidates and what they've done and what they have not done, what they plan on doing. Look at their records to see how you want to vote. But this identity politics is just BS, in my opinion. You shouldn't be voting just because somebody look like you. All right. So let's move on, you guys. Make sure you are hitting the like button. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. I want to play another clip for you because now I want to move on to something called medical fat phobia. Because this is interesting to me. Woke Quill says we've seen more ass on stage from Kamala than policies on her website. Trump at least offered the platinum plan and secure borders. Right. Exactly. I appreciate you, Woke Quill, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Right. And so, once again, people are going to vote the way they want to vote. I mean, they can look at the evidence, look at what's being done, what has been done, and they're still going to make a decision on, how they want to vote and what they think. But my thing is this: if you vote on a person who doesn't have a record to stand on or hasn't done anything in your favor whatsoever, and then if they get into if Kamala, because that's what I'm talking about, get into office, if she screws the pooch and makes things worse, don't complain. You can't complain then. Don't complain because you're voting on somebody just off of you identify with them, and that's it, not really on their record or anything. So if she gets in there and things get worse, you can't really, what can you do? You can't complain. But this is, that's just, people gotta see, you gotta make the choice, and then and see the outcome. And then if you don't like the outcome, then you're just stuck on stupid, so that's what it is. So I want to play this next clip, and I want to get y'all thoughts on this because I thought this was funny and interesting. But this whole fat phobic situation is getting out of hand. There are a lot of people out here there's something called medical fat phobia now, where when as an overweight person, you go to the doctor, and if the doctor talks about what's actually going on with you, if the doctor actually talks about your BMI or, things that will help you to get to a healthier place, these people are calling this medical fat phobia now. So they don't want to see the doctors because the doctors are fat phobic. Kamala was least popular as VP, and all of a sudden a popular U.S. presidential candidate. Make it make sense. Right. Exactly. She was not popular. I heard that as well. And now, but once again, you have all these, thank you for the super chat once again. All these people are coming out talking about, we need to vote her in. You got all these, everybody, mostly women I see coming out, Black women saying we need to vote for her. It's detrimental. We have to get her in here and all of this. So, there are some who are going with that. And my life was better when devils behind Trump did their thing as successful MD. Anybody have a solution? If she's really Black, like they want to believe, then she's a divester. Wake up, Black male betas. People are literally voting for death at this point. Child, it's a mess. Let me play this clip for y'all. We're going to move on.
Controversial, and I don't care. I don't care how trendy or cute or fun it seems to be fat. Don't let that your head. Don't let the idea that, I could catch it no matter how big I am, cause you to forget about your health and to keep gaining weight. I actually feel kind of guilty for being a part of this movement, and I know it's not my fault or my responsibility to keep other people's health, but being a pioneer in this game, like I literally was one of the first influencers to work with Fashion Nova before they even had a plus size line. So when I say I'm a pioneer, I'm a pioneer. I'm one of the main reasons why we have the plus size fashion industry that we have. And you could argue with anybody, that's the truth. And my point is that I see a lot of fat girls who gained a lot of weight from being caught up in this movement and turning around 5, 6, 7 years later talking about, damn, I let my health go to shit. I got this problem now. I'm 400 pounds. I can't do this. I can't do that. Babe, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Being attractive, being able to still wear nice clothes is not the end all be all. You got to really think about your health. Because when you're in your 20s, you think that life is just rainbows and candy. You don't even think about the future. But when you start creeping up in age, babes, it's going to catch up to you. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not saying that every fat person is unhealthy. Hello, I'm fat. I'm not claiming that you got to hate fat people. That's literally the opposite of what I'm saying. But let's be for real. Health is real. Organs failing is real. Diabetes, heart disease, all that is real, okay? It's not fat phobic to care about your health. And if nobody else wants to say it, let me tell you the truth. Love yourself at any size. Wear the clothes you want to wear, but don't forget that your heart has to beat, babes. Don't forget that your blood sugar has to keep a balance, babe. No amount of Instagram pictures looking cute and being an influencer wearing a size whatever you are is going to stop your heart from not beating if you eating bacon every day. And this is coming from someone who's learning those lessons now, myself. So to the younger girls, the younger generation, take care of your health. It's not fat phobic to take care of your health. It's not a joke. And I'm saying this out of love, not out of self-hate. I see a lot of my fellow content creator, fellow plus size, fellow bloggers, whatever you want to call them, plus size models, now talking about wanting to get healthy, now talking about needing to da-da-da-da. Because 5, 6, 7 years ago, when they were 22, when they were 21, 25, it wasn't a problem. Now you're 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, whatever the case is, and you're like, damn, I can't get pregnant. I have this problem. I got that problem. The problems creep up, babe. And the reality is loving yourself also includes taking care of your body. If you want this body to last 100 years, you got to take care of it. So don't let nobody else convince you that taking care of your health is fat phobic. And if somebody's telling you that, it's because they're miserable and they want you to die and stay fat like them. I took a lot of heat when I started talking about my weight loss journey, and now everybody.
Listen, she's on point. I wanted to share this because this fat phobic thing is getting out of hand too. you have a lot of people in this country are obese, overweight. Let's just make that clear. We have a lot of overweight people. The portion sizes are much larger. Everybody's overeating, right? For the most part. But you have a certain group of people who are considering doctors. Oh, Christopher Matthews, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. A lot of people, a lot of overweight people, not all, but a lot of them are, they've used this fat phobic thing to use it. Now there's something called medical fat phobia, where doctors are looked at or seen as fat phobic if they tell you about your health, which can, they have to, it's almost as if the doctors have to skirt around what is real, what is actually going on. And they want to make new terms to address it, to make the fat person feel comfortable. And I just think that is crazy. And that's how they want society. That's how they want society, everybody in society, to be that way. They want you to use fluffy and, thick, and not really call it obesity, because it may trigger them or hurt their feelings, but it's not really helping them. This is the same way I feel about just people in general who don't want to take accountability for their actions or their situations or whatever they're in. This is all just a horrible thing, because it doesn't make you accountable. It takes away from what's really going on, and essentially takes away from you getting the help that you need, or you being accountable for getting the help or making the changes that you need to make to help yourself. The same way I feel about relationships, where a lot of women don't want to be accountable for their actions. It's all blame the men. Same way here. If you are overweight, then this is a setup to hold doctors accountable for you, other people accountable for you being overweight. And because somehow, if they tell you the truth, if they tell you what's really going on, specifically with your body and what you need to do, they can't do that correctly, because it's going to offend you, because you don't want to hear the truth, because you don't really want to do anything to change your circumstances. So it's somebody else's fault. If they talk to you crazy, if they just tell you what your BMI is, somehow that's offensive to you. But how is it offensive if you're 400 pounds, your BMI clearly is high? So if you okay with being that big and the BMI being high, but you don't want the doctor to tell you exactly what your BMI is? That's crazy to me. How could it be somebody else offend you or be fat phobic or offend you when you're not offended by your own actions? You're not offended by being 400. You're not offended by any of that. Because I would like to think, if you was offended by somebody telling you what your BMI was, or, how obese you are, it will motivate you to lose weight. I'm just saying, if you're getting tired of people calling you fat and you can't fit in seats and you can't fit on a plane, or you can't do this and you can't do that, and you tired of the stares and the looks, wouldn't it motivate you to get up and go walking and lose weight? Wouldn't it? I would think it would be the biggest motivation to get up and make a difference. But for some people, it's just frustrating to them, because they want people to coddle them and make them feel good in this dysfunction. And that's never the solution. That's never going to help. It's going to just enable you to continue to be that way. And that's what we're seeing, until you get to a point where it's so bad, and those same doctors are the ones going to have to try to resuscitate you or help you and, get to save your life. You know what I'm saying? It's just insane. But we're going to play with the rest of what she's saying, and then we're going to, there's some more to this I want you guys to check out. Here we go.
Somebody else suddenly want to talk about it.
Appointment with my OB today, and normally she's always been very, very good. But I haven't seen her in a few months, I think since last summer maybe, not 100% sure. But she asked me how all of my GI stuff is going because of my autoimmune disease, and I leveled with her. I was completely honest with her because I felt safe. And I told her how I felt like my doctors were ignoring me, how they were pushing me off to the side, that they weren't listening to me, they weren't going through any side effects of the medications that I'm on. one of the more severe symptoms that I do experience, I found out through Grey's Anatomy. And then she started talking to me and she's like, okay, well, what do you think you have? And I said that I had last fall, and that I think that I might have POTS, and that I also might have EDS because my hip pops out of place all the time. I'm in constant pain. I have like all of these little symptoms. And then she starts going on about bariatric surgery, weight loss surgery specifically. And she knows I have a history with EDs, eating disorders. She starts talking about BMI. And then she starts to recommend Ozempic for me. And I'm getting visibly distressed on this phone call. I'm about to cry. I'm going to cry now. I ask her not to talk about BMI stuff with me because of its history as a tool of eugenics and racism and colonialism, and I'm indigenous. And then she's like, okay, what would you like me to replace that term with?
See, this is this kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, so what? Okay, so she's talking about ways that could help you. I mean, bariatric surgery, right? You get that surgery, you can't eat a whole lot, so you lose a lot of weight. Okay, what's wrong with that? She got to talk about BMI because it's all over the place. So the doctor asked her what you wanted to replace that with, because what else, what other terms y'all want to make up to give the doctors to assist you in your issue? You know, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I can be sympathetic towards you, but this is typically a situation you caused. Nobody else didn't make it this way. So why now the doctors are looked at in a certain way because they don't want to, the terms are offensive. So they got to find, I wouldn't be surprised if they find new terms to add in there so that it could make them feel better when talking to the doctor about them being obese. Because you probably can't even use obese now, or overweight, because that, what is it? It's not that, it's something else. How are they supposed to help you? You know? And you know, they said sugar is an addiction. They're saying overeating is an addiction, right? That's what they're saying. But if somebody is trying to give you a solution to not overeat, or, you know, shouldn't you just take it? I don't know. It's just be getting out of hand, you know. And you know, it's just, sometimes I just think people just want a pity party. You want somebody just to feel sorry for you and coddle you. And I just, from my experiences in life, I don't think coddling anybody is very helpful. I think you need to give people the honest truth and tell them exactly what they need to do. You can give them resources and you can help them. But I just don't believe in just making people feel sorry for themselves all the time. Oh my God, and just doing that 24/7. To me, that don't help you. I'm more on the, you know, tough love type of kick. You need to like you need a good kick in the swift in the you know what, and get up and realize you need to make some changes. That's how I'm sorry. And I'm not being mean, but that's just more of how I think about it. You can't coddle people all the time, because that only just enable them to constantly feel sorry for themselves. Somebody just sitting out sobbing all day, every damn day, feeling sorry for themselves. That's not going to help you. You just going to continue to eat and get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's not going to help you. You need some tough love. You need somebody to help you. I do believe that there's ways you can assist people and help them, but not enable them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. Brilliant Being, thank you so much for super chat. Says the Center for Disease Control has found that 42% of Americans are obese and that 57% of Black American women are obese. This is problematic. Yes, it is. Thank you so much for the super chat, Brilliant Bean. I appreciate it. And that is a problem. And if we just sit around and just say, when we see people talk about being overweight and how the doctors are talking to them about it, that is not going to help. You got to accept things for what they are. I don't like to sugarcoat stuff, and you don't have to talk mean to people. You don't have to be disrespectful, but trying to change the terminology as it is when it comes to obesity and eating disorders. What you want to, why can't you talk about BMI? That's a part of your body and your lifestyle. So it's the same way when people talk about they're going on a diet or they're gonna, they want to lose some weight to be healthier. You got people coming out saying that is fat phobic to even go on a diet. Because what's wrong with your body? You're fine the way you are. No, you're not. If you're 300, 400 pounds and you 5 feet tall, that's a problem for you. And you would think that person would see, oh my God, I'm struggling to breathe and I need all this help and all these medications, not realizing that if you lose and I know it's not easy for people to lose weight. I know it could be difficult losing weight. Trust me. But you got to start somewhere. And I mean, you can ignore, excuse me, y'all. You can't ignore what is actually going on with your body and thinking that that's going to benefit you. You got to look at it for what it is and really understand what it is you need to do to get yourself to a healthier weight. Because the majority of people who are like 300-400 pounds and over, they never really lose that weight. That's a small percentage of them. I used to watch Dr. Now. And all of those 600-pound life people, the majority of them never lose the weight. You have some cases where they lost the weight and kept it all, but the majority of them do not lose that weight. They've been so used to eating a certain way, it's very hard for them to stop it. So it's a continuous thing. And, and it's hard, I'm sure, because anytime you've let yourself get that big, I'm pretty sure it's really hard to break away from the foods you love, stuffing your face with all day with dozens of eggs and several pizzas and McDonald's, and they drink a gallon of milk and a gallon of juice is like a cup of juice for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's got to be difficult to wean yourself off of that. They eat like a bucket of chicken. Like, you don't eat 1 or 2 pieces. You eat the whole thing. You eat, just a lots of food because it takes that much to fill you up. And don't y'all know, we're not supposed to eat till we feel full. You're just supposed to eat a portion enough to get your nutrients, and you're not supposed to eat to feel full. That's not how it's supposed to be. But also too, I will say, just to give them a little bit, growing up, a lot of times people weren't focused on health. They weren't conscious of their health and their weight and stuff. You just eat whatever the food that's handed to you was put on your plate, you eat. You don't think about the calories. You didn't count calories. None of that. You eat whatever is being served to you. That's what you eat. Nobody was counting calories or watching all of that or whatever. You just ate. So I think that kind of aided a lot of people, because the majority of people, this health conscious stuff is kind of new for some people. Like, some people, they didn't know all of the bad stuff that's in our food. Like, oh my God, the food is filled with all kind of stuff that is bad for you, that is contributing to this obesity levels. But, I think more people now are more health conscious and more aware of what's in food, and people who work out and people who look at what they eat and diet and stuff. But back then, when we was growing up, nobody was really, most people were not worried about that. And so they just ate whatever. And then those kids turned into adults, and then they got big and they just steadily ate that way. But then, there was no activity. So they started getting bigger, So, my thing is just, you gotta be accountable for everything. Stop blaming everybody else on your what you're doing. Like, try at least to do something. And the same thing with the people on the Dr. Now show, the 600-pound life. They always talk about how they be in pain and this hurt and all of this hurt, and they can't do this and all that. But they know how to go get that food though. They be steadily eating that food. They don't follow the diet. They be eating, a dozen of this and a dozen of that and a dozen of this and just all damn day, like all day. Like they don't never get full. They eat all day. As soon as they eat breakfast, they hungry again. 15 minutes later, they need something else. And after that, they need something else. I remember one of them would eat. And before the sister or somebody came home, the sister come home and say, "Oh, you hungry? You want to eat?" She like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "You just ate 3 times." You just ate 3 times and you lied and told her you hadn't eaten anything. You had already got up and called and got some food, and then 3 times. And then when she came, you ate again. So, true, we need to stop begging for reparations. And Colin, also, the word lesbian was created to minimize homosexuality. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. Oh, Lord. But, yeah. Listen, when I wanted to lose weight, or like, I felt like I need to lose a few pounds, I used to watch 600 Pound Life, because I would get on the treadmill or the bike while I'm watching it. It motivated me to work out, because I'm like, oh no, because I just couldn't see how you could, but some of that stuff is, partly genetic, I would say, because usually either they just was I don't know. They'll say it's genetic because the mama, everybody in the family was overweight. So everybody was overweight. They all ate the same. A lot of the families, you see the brother is just as big as the other one, and all of them. So I thought they should do like a family lose weight type thing. Get them all on the program, because I used to think that it was hard for one person to go on the diet, and then another big one come out the kitchen with a big old plate of food, and he gotta like try to, it's like putting, somebody that's addicted to sugar. You just putting a whole stack of sugar right in front of them. That's going to be hard for them to have to deal with. So I'm like, I thought they should have put the whole family on the diet, because he coming out dripping with chicken, dripping with juice, with gravy, and big, a 2 pounds of mashed potatoes, and 2 pounds of chicken, and big biscuits, and all kinds of shit. And then that one there got to eat lettuce, sitting there watching. That's horrible. So I thought they all should have went on the diet, because they all could use it. It's not like the other ones were skinny and that one was just the only big one. No, they all be big. So they all needed to lose weight, and they all needed to do it together. Obesity is not genetic. It's just how their household eats. Right. I agree. And so I've heard somebody say that it's genetic, and I side-eyed it. But baby, I think, yeah, they all ate like that, so they all was big. But they'll try to tell you it's a part of their genetics, that they're that big. And it's just a coincidence that they're all big. It's not a coincidence that they're all big when they all eat the same foods, because I'm pretty sure, once again, if they all ate foods that were low in calories, low in sugar, low in all of that, and ate and did what they need, they would all start to shrink the same, So I don't know, child. It is what it is. Listen, I'm all for people, getting what they want. I'm all for people doing, doing what they need to do or whatever. I don't like the coddling. I don't think feeling sorry for, I just don't think that that's the key to success. When you look at some of the successful people who grew up to become successful, they did not have that. They had the hard knock life. They had a father or fathers who were hard on them, because it forced them to do what they need to do. They didn't allow any room for excuses. I think when you allow people excuses, they use that. They use that to not fully, get to where they need to go. It's like if you have these excuses and people are there saying, yeah, she can't do this or he can't do this because of this, then if they, that doesn't benefit, I think that hurts more than it helps. I need I think people need to be realistic, upfront, stern with these people, and get them on track and tell them what it is they need to do. Don't play games with them. Don't sugarcoat nothing. Let them know what it is, and if you want the results, you're gonna have to put in the work. Bottom line, it's not gonna be easy. Can't get it the easy way. You got to get it the hard way. You got to put in the work. And nobody ever said it was going to be easy. But if you want results, you got to put in the work for it. You just can't. You can't think there's always going to be an easier route for stuff, because every time you're looking for the easy way out, you don't never fully reach your potential. I just think working out, when it comes to working out, nobody really wants to work out. Most people don't. There are some people who do, but a lot of people don't. No, you don't want to put in the work, but you looking at around like, why am I fat? Why am I overweight? Because you're not willing to put in the work. So if you could recognize that and stop trying to blame doctors and everybody else and trying to escape what it really is, escape the fact that it's considered obesity, that your BMI is through the roof, accept that all of that is a problem, then you can work on yourself, especially when it comes to having health issues. Now, when your health starts declining and you can't breathe and you're having all kind of other issues, diabetes and high cholesterol, hypertension, all these things we need all these medications for, you definitely have to take your health seriously. You can't just sit back and think that this is okay and you're going to sit there and just continue to blow up and it's not going to get worse and worse to the point where your life is in danger. So it's a serious matter. And I just wish, more people would take it seriously and stop trying to blame everybody else. Let me play the rest of this clip for you guys. Here we go.
And I've never had this experience with her before. And I just finished telling her about how my other doctors do not listen to me. So I'm really tired of medical professionals. And yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm moving in a few months anyways. So I guess there's not much that I can do, but I just needed to get this off my chest. And yeah, medical fat phobia is rampant, even in Canada.
Girl, child, she said that medical fat phobia is rampant. Oh my God, Jesus Lord, y'all mark the words that mark this day, because I bet you doctors are gonna have to start using different terminology to coddle these people, make them feel good about the state that they're in. It's insane. It's just like they were talking about making the plane seats bigger to fit 500-pound people. Like, how you gonna do that? It was like, the seats are not made for my size. No shit. Why would they? That's because that's not the size you're supposed to be. I mean, who could have fathomed that people was gonna be 400 and 500 and 600 pounds? That's not normal, if we want to be honest. But that's too harsh to say. You can't say that, but I'm just saying, who would have thought that back in centuries and centuries ago? I don't think they ever would have thought that a person would be that big. I don't think they could make that up. So, I mean, when they started, coming up with inventions and started, creating things, they wouldn't create it for somebody that big, because who thought that one person would be? Nobody. I don't think nobody ever considered that. Just saying. Naughty boy, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the channel. Thank you. Child, I'm just saying. When I was younger, I never thought a person could be that big. I mean, I seen big people growing up, but I had never seen a 600-pound life. Just saying. That's why that show was so interesting to me. That's why I watched it a lot, because I just was in awe in the fact that, wow, your body could really stretch that big. And that they be hurting. Don't get it twisted. Look, when I was pregnant, before the many times I've been pregnant, when that belly stretch, that hurts. So you have to moisturize the skin. You have to make it soft to be able to stretch. Because if you don't, that stretching hurts. So I couldn't imagine stretching like that. Like that would be, I would be in pain. I couldn't do it. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I salute them. Damn, that's a lot to have to go through. I think, and in many places, obesity is considered a disability because a lot of times you can't walk, you can't breathe. You know, it's a lot that goes with that. So I'm just like, wow, that's a man. There are people who literally eat themselves to death. So I just think if you really want to make a difference, you got to be willing to put in the work. You got to be willing to put in the work. And I know we all gain weight here and there. You know, I gain weight, child. I'm still trying to lose a few pounds. I gain a little 5 pounds here and there, 10 pounds sometimes, but there is a limit. You know what I'm saying? I will not. I gotta, I know if I'm feeling a little too heavy, I gotta get on the treadmill. I gotta lift some weights. I gotta do something. I can't just sit there, in the middle of the bed and just eat till I'm 600 pounds. I just can't do it. I would get sick. I can't eat a dozen of eggs and 2 gallons of milk and all of that. Like I can't, but anything. Anyway, it is what it is. So I just wanted to address that. Because it was on my mind and I had that video clip and I wanted to share it. All right. So guess what, you guys? I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I know it's not a super long. Wait, before I do, I'm sorry. If anybody want to come on the panel and give their 2 cents about the Kamala Harris or any of this, I'll open it up for you because this is Friday and that's the day I'm supposed to do this. So if you want to, let me know in the chat and I'll drop the link. If you don't, baby, I'm out of here. Successful MD says, don't be surprised, DeeDee. Corporations are buying the medical field. The level of healthcare is being transformed to an assembly line for money. Yes, Lord. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Ciao. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to say. Because, it's just a hot mess. There's a lot of things that are a hot mess out here in these streets. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Make sure you guys are supporting the channel, y'all. It's very important that you guys at least watch the videos, like the videos and share them. Hit that bell to make sure that you'll be notified when I go live or post new videos, you guys. I will be working on new content for the channel, so make sure you are watching the videos, sharing all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think because I know you will. And yeah, that's it. Let's see. Facts. It's all about money, never healing. Right. Sanford and Son, too much walking isn't good for Betty Jean. You see her thighs rub against each other and cause a rash. What? What? J-Rock. Shit. Dang. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Y'all crazy, yeah. Y'all crazy. Y'all some savages for real, honestly. The stuff y'all be saying, y'all are savages. Yes, Lord. Need a place to post your topics for you to look into. You can send them, Bruce. You can send them to my Instagram. Instagram. Put the Instagram in the chat. One of y'all. You can put them in. You can send them to my Instagram. That's easier that way, or you can email them to me. Either one. But Instagram, I get them easier. So have them get a dog to chase them to lose weight. You gotta do all that, OMG Entertainer. They need a dog, something. I mean, whatever works. I mean, that could work. I mean, but I mean, a lot of cases the dog ain't gonna chase them long. They gonna stop. You need something. you need like a drill sergeant or somebody who's gonna force you to get up. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sitting there, they need like a trainer for real, but like a drill sergeant type trainer who's gonna be knocking their door down, forcibly getting them up and making them do the exercise, making you do it, because that's the only way. You know, sometimes people just don't have the willpower to get up and do it. And I think, you know, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It is rough out here in these streets, baby. Yeah, so if you want to send me content to react to or whatever to do a live on, definitely send it to my Instagram. That'll be the best way for me to get it. Yeah, and to be quite honest with y'all, I am tired as hell. Oh my god, I am so tired. I didn't get no sleep last night. I'm still tired. After this, I want to just go lay down. I am super tired. But I wanted to make sure I came up here for you guys. So I am super tired, y'all. I need to take a nap. And yeah, but so my grandmother said many years ago, just push away from the table. Listen, brilliant being, pushing away from the table is that's hard. Not when you got like a dozen of eggs, a pack of bacon, a dozen of biscuits, a gallon of milk, a gallon of juice, a big 2 pizzas, a big cookie with that cookie pizza they sell is a big cookie in the shape of a pizza. Not when the table is filled with all of those treats. And that's your addiction. That's going to be difficult. Very difficult to push away from that. They'll push away when it's all gone. You know? Last Chance says, I love eggs. Could you eat a dozen, a carton of them, Last Chance? Could you eat the whole carton of eggs? Can any of y'all eat a whole carton of eggs and a whole pack of bacon? In one sitting? That's a lot. Anyway, y'all, I got to get out of here. I'm tired as hell. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate everybody who supports the channel, who support via watching, liking, sharing the videos. Everybody who gave a super chat or a cash app, I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. Stay tuned for more, you guys. I will be back really, really soon with another live. I'll be doing more lives when I get myself together, because I really gotta. I'm working on some stuff. So once I get out, I'll be doing more lives for you guys. So make sure you are have that notification bell turned on so you'll be notified when I do go live. Hit the like button on your way out, you guys. I appreciate y'all so much for your support and for everything that you do to support the channel. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to the moderators. I don't have many, but Successful MD, I appreciate you for moderating this channel. And whoever else is, I think I only have 2 moderators, I think. But Successful MD has definitely been helping me moderate this channel, and I appreciate you for that, and everybody else who supports as well. So I'm going to get out of here, you guys. Thank y'all so much. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Y'all take care. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.